Hey guys, I'm back. I had a dream last night, and I'm going to get into that in just a minute, but to give you guys a little update of what's been going on. Um, I haven't been able to walk for the last week, really. I could get around the house, but couldn't do much else. My husband and I are really competitive, at least I'm really competitive, and we've picked up tennis. We used to play tennis way back when we first got married 20 years ago, but we did it when the kids were little, so we couldn't really compete. But my marriage is kind of like we get into something, my husband and I, and we take it to the extreme. And we've been playing tennis every single day, and I was getting to the point where I was going out there. We'd play for an hour, hour and a half, and then we'd come back in and do something for about an hour, and then we'd go back out for another hour, hour and a half. And it got so bad, just me trying to whip his tail, that I ended up with 2 injured knees, and I have fluid that has collected inside my knees, and they are swollen, and I can't bend down. I can barely walk sometimes. It's getting better, but yeah, so it's been extremely painful that I can't even stretch my legs when I'm asleep. So the fluid's going down, but I just thought I'd share that because as soon as I heal up, it's on. So anyways, that's for my husband when he watches this video. Okay. So here's my dream, and this dream I had last night, and you guys, I've been attacked. I've been attacked for the last, I want to say, week, 2 weeks. It's been awful. Satan's just been at me big time. He's been at me with messing with my mind, messing with my temper, my emotions, just any little thing that he knows can get to me. He's been throwing it at me, and it's not been easy. But last night is the first dream that I've had in a couple of weeks. So this dream, and I want to say I believe that this is a rapture dream. Now, the way this dream started out, I dreamt that I was back at the old hospital that I used to work at. I used to work on the 3rd floor. Okay. And I haven't worked in a while. I still maintain my license. I still have my, everything that I need. I was an ICU nurse for many, many, many years. And that's all I've ever done. And so I have everything that I need to maintain my ICU status as a nurse. But I've taken time off, like many of you know, that I'm here homeschooling the kids. This is where I feel like God has me right now at this moment. And, that being said, I dreamt last night that I was back at my old hospital, and I was on the 3rd floor in my unit, my old unit, and the nursing station was different, but everybody that I worked with was still there. I mean, it was just people that I worked with, everyone that I saw was there at that time that I was there as a nurse. And I was taking care of a patient in a room directly across from the nursing station, and it was an elderly man, and I was getting him familiar with the room, and we have the whiteboards that the nurses, if many of you have been in a hospital room, you know what I'm talking about. You put it the doctor's name, their diet for the day, their plan of care, things like that, and you put your name next to RN and whoever the respiratory therapist is, blah, blah, blah. There was an old man, and he was sitting in a chair, and I was orienting him to his room, and I was getting him familiar with everything that was written on the board so he could understand. And as I'm going down the list of who the physician was, and which I couldn't even tell you the name of the physician, but I knew that I was going step by step with him, as to who the doctor was, what his diet was, what the plan for the day was. And I got down to where it said RN, and I told him what my name was. And that was the end of the board, except underneath, written on this board, and I don't remember in my dream writing it, but it was there. And it said, "Keep watch, Jesus is coming back soon." And I read that to him, And he started clapping and he was like, yes, yes, amen, he is coming back soon. And I was like, yay, he's coming. And I was kind of like, we were both kind of cheering each other on, and we were both kind of just happy and giddy about it. And then it switched over to where he wanted something to eat. And I had tried getting him different meals, and I couldn't find what he wanted to eat anywhere within the hospital. So I went out to my to who the unit secretary was, and I had, kind of mentioned to her that I hadn't worked in a long time, and that I was trying to get back into the swing of things, and apparently this was my first day back. And she was like, well, this hospital, where everything is. And then she said to me, if he wants this to eat, have you tried the lab? Which is odd, because the lab, where I worked, if you took our stairwell from the 3rd floor down to the very 1st floor, the minute that we opened the stairwell door, it was directly across the hall. The lab department was. I mean, it wasn't even, how a hospital hallway looks like. I mean, it was just from one door to the other. We could cross right over into the lab. And I thought, that's weird, because this is food that he wants, and there's nothing in the lab that he's going to want. So anyways, I said, okay, and I started to make my way down the stairwell instead of taking the elevator, which was really odd, because at the hospital, I never took the stairs. I was so tired all the time, I took the elevator. So it was really weird that I took the stairs at the hospital, and I went down to the 2nd floor. And even though in my dream I knew that the lab room was on the 1st floor, I ended up going out the 2nd floor door. And I looked around the hall and I said, oh, it's not where I'm supposed to be. So I went back in and continued my way down the flight of stairs to the 1st floor. And when I opened the door, and in my dream I recognized the door, I recognized the bottom of the stairs where, I had worked there for so many years. And I opened the door, but instead of taking me into the hall directly across the nursing station, when I opened the door, I was out in a field. And I was out, I want to say it was just nothing but green grass, and there was single trees, and they were not together. There was no groups of trees. There was one tree, and then there was grass, and then about a mile away you could see another single tree, and there was nothing but grass. Spread off somewhere in the distance, there was like another tree, a single tree, and then there would be nothing but grass. Now, these trees, they just looked like regular, really big oak trees. They didn't look like they were anything special. But as I came out, I thought, well, how did I end up out here? Our exits to the outside through the stairwell at the hospitals, are only on the side of the hospital for fire emergency situations. So I was a little confused by that. But as I walked out, I ended up seeing, and the reason I'm going to say what I thought these were, or who I thought they were, was because of what they were wearing. I didn't recognize any of their faces, but I felt like they were basketball players. They were really tall men. Most of them were bald, but I couldn't see their face. And the reason I say basketball players was because they had on the tank top long jerseys with the long shorts. And this is where I'm still trying to understand, and I think I may know, so I'll give you my interpretation of it, and if there's, you guys can help me figure it out, let me know. But on each jersey that they had on, and their jerseys were white with gold trim, and on their jerseys, written in gold, were the numbers 432. 432. Each basketball player that I saw. And for some reason, I knew that they were coming to attack me. Like, they weren't there to, like, be nice or, to protect me or anything like that. I didn't feel that way. I felt like they were trying to get me, like they were out to get me. And so because of that, I started to run, and I was running, and I was running as fast as I could. And in my dream, as one would try to grab me, for some reason I felt like I could fly. So I would push off the ground. Literally, I would bend my knees and I would push myself up off the ground, and I would fly for a little bit, but like almost like a jump fly. I would jump and I would like soar into the air, and then I would fall and land back down, and I would keep running. Then another one would come, same numbers on the jersey, and he would try to grab me, and I would push off, jump, fly, and I would land. By the third one, this was number 3 guy, he tried to grab me, and I pushed off, and I jumped, and as I was jumping, going at an angle, I felt myself stand straight up in the sky, and I could feel myself going. Now, you guys, I told my husband this morning, when I was jumping and I was in midair, I literally was holding that running pose. Like I was like stopped, and I would wait until I fell back down, and then I would start running again, and I would jump and I would hold that same pose. This last jump, when I was running and I felt myself go vertical, horizontal, yeah, vertical, and I went straight up into the sky, I felt my arms relax, and they fell with my hands open by my side, and I was looking up, and I could just feel like this weight was lifted off, and I could feel myself flying up into the sky. As I was going up, I saw what looked like fog, and this fog, in my dream, I was thinking, I'm in the clouds. That's what I was thinking of as I was going through what I was going through. The minute I came up past the clouds, I saw all of the, I tell my husband they look like gold nuggets. They look like big round, well, not, they weren't really round, they were kind of like oval shaped, and they were gold, almost like the shape of a bean is what I want to say, like maybe like a kidney bean. But they were large, and they were floating all through the sky, and I couldn't feel them, but I knew that they were there. And in front of me, as I'm going up, it was like the sky was completely covered in them, what I was looking at, and it ended up taking up the whole entire, view of what I was looking at, except for that it ended up leaving a space of a circle and a circle, and they were stacked. It created a number 8. So in these number 8 circles, there was nothing there. There was no gold spots. There was nothing there. It's almost as if this gold created just an outline of the number 8. So it was all flat gold, and then it was the number 8 symbol. The minute in my dream, that I realized it was a number 8, because I think I even said, oh, that's an 8, my eyes opened. So I was in the sky, and I saw the number 8. So I told my husband this morning, and, we know number 7 is the number for, something ending. It's like perfection. Okay, so I went to the internet this morning, and I looked up the biblical meaning of the number 8. All right, so the number 8 in the Bible signifies resurrection and regeneration. Okay, it is the number of a new beginning. You guys, that's what I saw when I got past the clouds, the number 8. Okay, I've never really dreamt about the number 8. I have a lot of 3s in all of my dreams, and we know that 3 can represent confirmation for something. Father uses the number 3 a lot, and the number 3 can also signify Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And I'm for sure that there's other stuff that it signifies in there, but that's just what I can think of on the top of my head. So when I just typed into Google biblical meaning of the number 8, and it comes up, and lo and behold, I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me turn it. That number 8 is gold. So my husband says, are you sure you've never seen that picture before? I said, I've never in my life have ever searched up the biblical meaning for the number 8. I've searched up biblical meanings of other numbers, but I'm very specific. I don't sit there and research Bible number meanings. If I dream about it, I will research it, but it's just so funny because exactly what this picture is, right there, the number 8, is exactly how I saw it, except can't really see that. There you go. Number 8, it's gold. The way that it's hollowed out in the middle is how it was hollowed out in my dream. And surrounding the entire number was all gold nuggets. So that was one thing. Now, the 432 on the jerseys that I saw of the 3 men, I don't know who those 3 men represented. I don't know if it was just me thinking of my past life, leaving it and entering, into the field with Jesus and being attacked by people, being attacked by the world, being attacked by Satan. I don't know. This is what I left out. Okay, so the third guy, and I don't know why I forgot this because I did tell my husband this morning. The third guy, before I jumped, and this was the jump that I took that ended up vertical and I flew into the sky, he grabbed his jersey, you guys. He grabbed his jersey at me with both his hands like this. And he said, 4, 3, 2, ha, 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 it's almost over. That's what he said. So and I know I probably sounded really stupid there, but when he said that, I didn't think anything of it until after I was explaining this to my husband, and I thought, is he counting down? Is he counting down to me, telling me 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, it's going to be done? Why he would start with 4, 3, and end with 2, I don't know. I don't know, but I had 3 stairwells in my dream. I had the 3 men. I had the 4, 3, 2, which felt like a countdown to me, and it almost felt like he was like not warning me, but mocking me. And I ended up with the number 8 in the sky. So that was my dream. I've been thinking about it all day. It's, my kids, the twins just turned 17, so we took them out today. And since we couldn't do anything, the hurricane had come through here. We got tropical storm force winds that came through here, and it actually came through on their birthday. On the 6th is when it came through. Or it started, and then, the next day it was really bad. But so we couldn't do anything. So today we spent the day out with them doing stuff. So I haven't really been able to sit and really focus on anything right now. But if there's anything that you guys can, put your interpretation in, and just, I love to hear what you guys have to say. I want to say hi to all my new subscribers and to those who have been praying for me to get through homeschooling with these kids. It's working. This is the best thing that I have ever done. My kids they're almost all straight A's in all 6 classes. They've actually finished the first semester with most of their classes before, ahead of time, only because I'm OCD and I make them work extra. We do so much of one class within a week that they are so above, they're so they're over pace. They keep a pace chart, and they're working, more than what their peers are, and they're actually ahead. So they're almost done with this first semester, which shouldn't be done till almost the end of December. They're already done with some classes and beginning their January courses. So they'll be done, hopefully if I keep them on the right track, they'll be done at least a month or 2 early for summer. And that's my goal. So you guys who have been praying for me, thanks. It's helping a lot. But anyways, I'm taking up way too much time just rambling on. I just haven't been on here for a while. And so, you guys pray for my knees. Pray for my knees. And keep us in your prayers. And just let me know what you think down at the bottom. And I will talk to you guys when he has me come back on. All right. God bless. Bye.